afternoon. So, why do I do YouTube? You know, tens of thousands, possibly millions of people are doing YouTubes. The videos don't get many views, if any at all. But it's a question I get asked quite a lot from my family. Why bother? So, there's two reasons, and one of them will probably surprise you. And it may sound silly to some, but some people may resonate with it. So the first basic one is obviously I do a lot of anxiety recovery videos because I've experienced it, and try to give out as much useful information as possible to help people on their journey to recovery. It's pretty generic. I'd made myself that promise that that's what I was going to do, and I do it. Second reason, which is more complex, may sound really stupid to some people, may resonate with some people. So one of my issues, should I say, with suffering from anxiety and depression was we explored it with my therapist, and one of the issues was she came up with a term. I was a bit offended at the beginning. It's called midlife crisis. So when she said to me midlife crisis, I was like, what are you talking about? I'm not going through a midlife crisis. I'm not interested in getting a sports car or getting a young bird or anything like that. And she laughed. She said, no, that's not what it means. And she says, a midlife crisis is a generic term used for when people come to the realization of their own mortality. Okay? So, like I said, I'm 50, I approached 50. It was, I was 46 when all this first started happening to me. It's the countdown to the big 50. So the problem with realization of your own mortality is it can play on your subconscious mind. It's not something that you actively think about, but it's always there in the background. And says everybody deals with it in different ways. Some people can cruise by it, doesn't affect them whatsoever. Some people end up getting anxiety or depression. Some people turn to drink, some people turn to drugs, to block out the thoughts. And so we explored that, and came to realise that she was probably onto something. Now, one of my biggest fears was being forgotten when I'm gone, and when I lost quite a few people close to me, and I became obsessed with no matter what I do every single day, I would always end up at the cemetery. Having conversations, it became a bit of an obsession. And even when I realised what I was doing, I would go for a walk in a different direction, but would always end up in the same place. And I couldn't figure out why. It took me a long time, lots of discussions with therapists and stuff, to realise why I was doing it. And it was sort of like this weird idea that if I don't forget people, then when I'm gone, then hopefully nobody's going to forget me, because we all want to be remembered for something, That's his legacy, we have children and all that stuff, but it's a strange concept to think that you're not going to be there anymore. So, I've worked through that. I'm still working through it in some degrees, but I managed to come to terms, with all the people that I'd lost, and things like that. And, I didn't need to go to the cemetery every single day to remember people, and just remember, the times that we had, the good, the bad, the ugly, all that stuff. So, this sat with me for about a year. How do I personally, this is for me, deal with it? And I came up with a great idea: YouTube. So not only were I going to fulfill my promise of that I would put informational videos out there, because these videos will be up for as long as the internet's out, and maybe one or two people a year may come across them and pick something up, and you know, spark them on their journey. It's like I said, for me, it's not about money or monetization or anything. I'm just putting these videos up to the best of my ability. But after I uploaded my first video, I watched it back. It's a bit strange, but then a weird thought came to my mind, and it was, well, this video is going to be out there forever. My voice is going to be out there forever, potentially, you know. My image is there at the current time. You know, we all have photos that we can look back on and things like that, and we eventually come across old VHS tapes, depending on how old you are, you know, things like that. But my thoughts, my feelings, my expressions are out there, and potentially out there in the ether forever. And it hit me like a ton of bricks, really. It was an unintentional bonus, should I say. Something that I never considered happening. And, you know, when I'm gone, and it sounds morbid, but, you know, when I'm gone, and my kids can look at it, and possibly grandkids and future generations and stuff like that, and random people. And if it helps someone, that person may remember, oh, that one video would help me. You know, that's all you can ask for. And that is my voice, my legacy, still being out there. And, you know, I explained this to my wife, because she's like, oh, why are you doing YouTube? You know, nobody's watching your videos and things like this. And I said, well, you know, it's something that I promised to do, and it's had an unintentional bonus thing that's really helped me come to terms with a big issue that I wasn't sure of how to resolve, if it was ever going to resolve, or whether it was just one of those things that I would possibly grow out of. You know, people might watch these videos in future and think, who's this knobhead? What's he talking about, you know? But that's okay, because my voice is still there. Everybody's opinion matters to them, and it might mean something to somebody in the future. So if anybody is going through a similar situation, or they're having similar thoughts, then just do a YouTube video. One or two, you know, I've done quite a few, because I like to ramble as I'm walking, and it's just my thoughts and feelings. That's why I called it Just Dave Things, because it's just things that mean things to me. And it's kind of helped me lay that issue to rest. So yeah, like I said, I don't know if anyone's ever come up with this concept before, or had these thoughts or feelings before, and maybe no one's ever going to see this video, or maybe one person may see it in 10 years time, who knows. But it's how I feel that matters about it. So there you go, short, strange video, and hopefully I'll see you on the next one. Have a good one. Laters.